Welcome to this next episode of YouTube where we're seeing personalities develop. And what we mean by that is each individual wolf is showing some different traits that are really more about pack dynamics than anything. Obviously, we still see the pups doing their kind of roughhousing and their interactions with each other, and this is Luna and Bolts doing a little jaw sparring, a little wrestling, a little dominance. What we are seeing probably the most interesting is that Luna is really food possessive. This is a moose head that had seen better days that we kind of took apart and took some of the rotting flesh out and left some of the bone, but Luna is able to guard food from just about anybody. And what we mean by that is when we do put in food, and we've been trying to feed the pups every day by hand. They've not been all that interested in that, so we've been bringing in a beaver, or like I said, we brought in that moose head. They ate on that for a while, and then the heat, it created a rotting situation, so we had to take some of that out. But basically, anything that's in there, Luna and Bolts are active on. So it might be a beaver, it might be a deer leg. Those are things that we had to do throughout that first introduction week to make sure that they had enough food. Again, they're very temperamental eaters. From us by hand, we can offer 10 different things and they don't want it, but put a beaver in there and they're almost certain to eat it. Or like I said, the moose was a pretty popular hit with Luna, and so we are seeing again a personality trait of Luna of being very food possessive, very able to grab food, very capable of defending it against the adults, and obviously that's helping her. She's gaining quite a bit of weight, again over 40 pounds, and that's what we were hoping for. So we knew that the first week of the introduction was going to be very tiring for them, and we expected a little bit of weight loss on the first days coming in, but now we're starting to see some of that increase and certainly pick up. So she's doing well, and this is another personality trait that I want to point out. Luna and Aiden seeming to really having a special bond with each other. Denali is a little bit more challenging. Denali is continuing to test Aiden a little bit, whereas Aiden's very submissive to the puppies. Denali is somewhat a little bit aggressive, and especially when it comes to food, and so that's one of the things we're dealing with. But for the most part, Bolts and Aiden get along very well. Aiden's really taken the lead with these puppies, and he's shown a lot of leadership, and certainly it has been protecting these puppies from a rambunctious Denali, so that's been really good for the pups. So as we said, Luna and Aiden spending time together. Aiden's always clearly identifying where the pups are. And, you see him check on them several times a day. You see them when they're up. He's following them around. He's kind of keeping an eye on things and really taking a leadership role, very similar to how Shadow has done in previous introductions. So we're very pleased with that. Luna's physically doing well. She is not having any issues that we can see. The wolves are not identifying any problems with that back leg. She gets a little tired sometimes because she's pretty rambunctious, but for the most part she's doing well. One of the other personality traits that Aiden and Denali had when they were young, and Luna and Bolts had, is they're finding the upper part of the pen is a very cool, relaxing place to hang out. This bare mineral soil is very cool on these warm days, and so having them up in the upper part of the enclosure makes it hard for people to see them when they come to the center. So we've been struggling with that, trying to figure out creative ways to get them to the front of the exhibit. You're seeing a winter coat development on Luna here. Her tail is thickening significantly. She got a little hop there, but she is not really favoring that leg or showing any real issues with it. She continues to have supplements every day, twice a day. We're now up to 40 grams of supplement a day. So this nutritional supplement she'll be on until she reaches about 90% of her adult weight, which we estimate to be around, early December for that to occur. The first feeding program, we've been feeding so much with the pups that the first actual feeding program on Saturday night was a real bust. We let all the wolves out. Bolts was the only one who ate, and even that was just for a short period of time, so didn't have the dynamic feeding that we normally had because we've been having to feed so much extra food for the pups in this first introduction week. So again, Aiden taking the lead in social dynamics. He's rolling over on his back here for Bolts in the straw, and kind of doing a submissive hug, and just really engaged with these pups, and very, very different personality from Aiden. Before he was much more serious and seemed, not all that socially engaged. These pups have really brought out a different side of Aiden that we haven't seen really since he was a pup. So a lot of den activity, and if you have access to the webcams, this is the den cam. They spend far more time here than they do anywhere else on the camera view. So not much at the Breeding Rock, a lot at the den site here. Other than this is one area where they are viewed on a regular basis, and usually the viewing is around maybe 7 a.m. to maybe 9:30, 10 in the morning, and then they seem to get up around 5 or 6 in the evening, and then continue to be active until dark. So that kind of is their pattern. Of course, when we have warm weather like that, that pattern's going to continue. So again, everybody's doing well here in retirement. Grizzer did expand the hole that Luna and Bolts were playing in. Now we'd lose Luna if she was in there, so that's one of the things that we do see. And Grizzer is going to let out some howls, so I'll let you listen to that. And in retirement, we washed the pond, pressure washed it to clean the algae off. One of Shadow's favorite things to do is to drink water right out of the hose. And even though he has a fresh water source always available, there's nothing like cool running water from the hose. In retirement, again, we've not had as much time as we would have liked with the pups, taking most of our time, but now we're getting back into a routine where we're spending time with them and interacting. We continue to do fly treatments, and you can see the cedar oil on the den here. Again, really helps keep those flies out of the den. It's a natural product and gives them a place to get away from the flies. So we'll leave you with some photos. I think this photo here is the determination of Luna to get a bone from Denali. She's going to lay over, she's going to submit, she's going to roll almost onto him. And then eventually, you'll see in the photo that she actually got the deer leg. So she's, again, food possessive, and if she doesn't have food, she'll figure out some way to get it. So anybody who was worried about Luna being smaller, all you have to do is take a look at this face and know that she's doing fine, and she's capable of holding her own amongst everybody. Bolts, living up to his name, just needs to get out of there when things get a little bit rough. So that's it. Somebody did ask about how Oscar's doing, and a dog that is now given a little bit more free time finds himself laying on the bed with the air conditioner. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.